The NBA is clamping down on players and agents who try to control trade outcomes by claiming they are only willing to play for one team. The NBA has had enough. They put out a memo to all the teams. This article explains everything. So let's go to this article from ESPN. So it says here, the NBA sent out a memo to all 30 teams stating that any player or his agent who makes public or private comments indicating he won't fully perform the service called for under his player contract in the event of a trade will be subject to discipline. The memo, which was obtained by ESPN, said the league had interviewed Lillard and Goodwin following ESPN's report earlier this month that Goodwin called other teams and warned them against trading for Lillard because he would be unhappy anywhere but Miami. They also stated that multiple outlets that his client wanted to play only for the Heat. The NBA said in the memo that Goodwin denied stating or indicating to any team that Lillard would refuse to play for them. It went on to say that relevant teams provided descriptions of their communication with Goodwin that were mostly, though not entirely, consistent with Goodwin's statements to us. Lillard and Goodwin told the NBA they would fill his contract regardless of where he was traded. We talked about this already. We've talked about Lillard, the Blazers, Harden, the Sixers. I've talked about my support for teams taking back control in these situations by doing what the Blazers are doing, dragging it out, right? They get the best assets back in return. That's what they're doing. I'm all for it. I'm also in support of the players. I have no issue with Dame requesting a trade to get the hell out of town, get the hell out of Portland, especially in a player like Dame's position where he's given them his whole career. We're talking about 10 plus years of Dame in Portland. They never got it right. They never got him to an NBA championship. So I'm not mad at a player requesting that trade. Obviously, we have to remember that those players who are requesting trades signed a contract. Therefore, responsibility does fall on them, right? We can't negate them of any responsibility. I know some people love taking that position. Well, NBA teams, they'll get rid of you when they're done with you no matter what contract you sign. Yeah, but you get traded to another team and the contract still exists. It's not like, that's not happening. They will, if you don't have guaranteed contracts, that kind of stuff, teams will do stuff like that. I'm not like caping for the teams. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that he did sign a contract. Unfortunately, the Blazers can hold him to that contract. This is the way business works. And so I don't mind the NBA team having the power that they have, or any team having the power that they have in any sport. I just don't like when players try to limit the upside of the return that the team can acquire in trading them. I don't mind him requesting a trade. I don't mind the team giving into that trade request. That's the right thing to do. If the player doesn't want to be there, why would you want the unhappy player there? So I'm all for trading the player. I just don't like saying, hey, I'm only going to one team. So I'm going to put that out there. I'm going to let everybody know. And this way, when you get back in a trade, it'll be much more limited than what you could get because I'm tying your hands. I'm making it so you can only get so much. I don't like that. And I discussed that before on the show. You can go back and see the old episode. I talked all about it. I don't like when teams do that. Obviously, this is also why it's important for players to get no trade clauses in their contract. Not because, A, the team can't just trade you then, right? That limits some of the team's power. They also give the power to the player in some sort of way, shape, or form to dictate the landing spot. So in this situation, if Dame had a no trade clause, he could say, I don't want to go to this team. I don't want to go to that team. I don't want to go to this team. So at least he could try to narrow it down some, right? Or, make it sort of specific. I mean, that's in your contract. That's in your contract, right? So again, just like I take the side of the teams in certain situations, business is business. The team signed a contract with the player with a no trade clause. He could do whatever he feels when it comes to trades. He has that in his contract. So again, it's just very specific. It's very, business decision-making. I don't like when either person hurts the business outlook opportunity of the other person. I don't want the team to deny the trade request. I don't want the team to, not fulfill what the player is asking for. At the same time, I don't want the player to hurt the team and not allow them to get proper return on giving you up, on letting you go to where you want to go. So some people are taking, the NBA side on this. Some people are taking the player side. Some people are like, who the hell does the NBA think they are? Other people are like, who the hell does Dame think he is? I get both sides of it, but I land more in the middle, a more logical approach to this. Let the player get the trade that he wants. In terms of if he wants to get traded, let him get traded. Don't limit the team to where they could trade you. Unless you have a no trade clause set in place and you can control that, that's fine. The team obviously has, guarantees in place for you that protects the player for the money they're getting, all that kind of stuff. Everybody just has to do what they can to protect themselves. I'm not on the side of the NBA teams. I'm not on the side of Dame. I'm in the middle where both should get what they want and need in the situation. Both should leave happy. But the Blazers have had 10 plus years to figure it out with Dame, and they haven't. And I'm not by any means saying that, winning an NBA championship is easy. But if you care about the player so much and you like the player so much, this is where you can't mess that up. It's kind of about the last topic we talked about with the Mets. I want to say it was Mark Connor when asked, did you expect these trades to happen? He said, we should have played better. We should have won more games if we didn't want this to happen. The same thing can be said in Dame's situation, right? If the Blazers didn't want him to request a trade, they should have won more games. They should have better built that team around him. It's the same situation. It just is what it is. He signed the deal in good faith. He thought the team would do what they said they would do. He thought he would get himself to a championship contending team, and they didn't. And so it's okay to want to leave. It's okay to want to get out of a situation. Just do it the right way. Don't make it messy. Don't make the divorce messy. Don't get the kids involved. Don't hurt everybody else. Don't burn the path as you go. Keep it clean. Keep it classy. Keep it grown. Keep it mature. The NBA teams and the players should be able to do that as well. But I'm curious what you think. Do you think the NBA is going too far here? Do you think their reach is a little too far? Do you think they're pushing their limits here, their boundaries? Or do you think that, it's totally right that they have to protect these teams because the players are getting out of control? They're requesting too much. They're demanding too much. Again, I can see both sides of it, right? So when we're down there having this conversation in the comments, I can understand either side. I just lie more in the contract, the business. It is what it is. This is the way it works. If you want to protect yourself, do the things to protect yourself. But don't limit other people's opportunities. Just like the Blazers shouldn't limit Dame's opportunity to go play somewhere else, he shouldn't limit their opportunity to get the most out of him in a deal. To me, that makes sense. That's fair on both sides. Let us know in the comments. We can continue the conversation there. I want to know what you guys think. I've seen some passionate takes on it. I'm really curious. I'm really curious how you guys feel about it.